Hi guys, what is going on? Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to my channel where I focus on free-to-play and PvE progression and mid-game as well, kind of, mostly. Which is why I'm super interested in Xenomorph's solo capabilities in mid-game, which is why I've put him in a decent mid-game-ish build at the very least, to see what he might be able to do in different areas. Now, this video is definitely inspired by Bronco's and Buzo's video, who have tried to do solo stuff with him a couple of weeks ago now, but in regeneration gear, and many people don't have regeneration gear, at least not very good regen gear, and so I thought, you know, I did a similar thing with Mikey, soloed a good bit of the content of the game with Mikey, and I thought, let's do the same thing with Xenomorph, because, you know, free champions, always great, we get 5-star souls for him. That enables a lot of things for us in this game. So what have I done here in terms of the build? 70k HP, 3000 defense, 246 speed. It's a very decent build. The thing is, I've tried to do it with less. I've already done 1 or 2 runs, and yeah, you will need some good stats. I had him with less HP and a bit less speed, and it didn't work out, and I didn't have crit rate on him either. And he needs crit rate for the poisons on the A1, unfortunately. So without crit rate on the A1, things are going to be very slow. And then I just barely have enough accuracy and resistance in order to be able to do dungeons at stage 20. So again, he's not, it's a bit similar to Mikey. He doesn't need crit damage, but he does need a bit of crit rate. So he is not like a natural solo champion. That being said, he can do it, and if a champion can, then we should definitely try, I guess. I don't have golden elixir on him yet. This build is there, like there is a lot of stuff, a lot of room for improvement here. I mean, a lot of stuff is not even level 16, but I want to get a feel for how hard it is going to be for him to solo stuff, and so that is the build that I have put together. I don't even have golden elixir yet. Like, I have a golden elixir ready, which I would slot onto him when we notice that it doesn't work without golden elixir, but I was hoping that some of the content might be possible without golden elixir. He's not booked. I think that's super interesting as well, to see if he has capabilities without books. Here, Blessing, Brimstone is going to be great. It's not as essential as it was on Mikey, but it is going to speed up things significantly. And then for the masteries, there is so much more room for improvement here. Like, the offensive side is nice, but we really don't need War Master here for this guy, because he brings the poisons. So we could go defense and really get more in mitigation, and then also get accuracy, for example, or resistance from the last mastery that we have on the bottom here. Apart from that, I think important things to call out are definitely Master Hexer, like the usual stuff, Arcane Celerity. Right, I want to take Whirlwind of Death here as well. When we go offense, then Whirlwind of Death is the most important solo mastery that we have on the offensive side, next to War Master, really. And apart from that, nothing too crazy to call out here. We could go with a bit more accuracy, but right, Spirit Haste would be very good as well. Spirit Haste would be amazing, 24 extra speed when the minions around us, the food champions that we bring into a fight, when they die around us, that can be very significant. This and Whirlwind of Death, the combination of these two, really, like 42 extra speed, that's insane, that's super amazing. Alright, but let's get a feel for how strong Xenomorph is actually going to be. And I think I want to take him into Dragon Stage 20 first. Stage 24 is going to be a problem because there is a Spirit Host there. And Spirit Host cleanses everybody and then puts out block debuffs. So that is really annoying. You can see here 1 run. I've done 1 run already. Let's look at the presets quickly. I have told Xenomorph to use his Infest as the first skill and not his A3 on round 1 and 2. I guess just for, you know, just so it looks nicer, we can put that on round 2 as well. And then we have no Infest against the boss, and you could even turn off Rip and Claw, the A3 as well, but I feel like, well, I think I'm actually going to turn this off because we are not crit capped. So I just want him to use the A1. Alright, so without further ado, let's go into this and let's see what Mikey can do. Again, no golden elixir, and yeah, good speed, good survivability, but nothing insane. Right, so I really like the fact that he brings some CC as well. I think it's a bit unfortunate that he doesn't attack the target that has Infest after the Infest is placed. And I don't really understand why it is coded that way. Like, there's no reason for that. Luckily, the infest is placed on this left-hand dude, on the left-hand archer. Is it an archer? Not really. All right, and there the first infest goes off. So far, no damage taken whatsoever. The heals are really coming in clutch. However, we do have to watch out for crits. We've already seen one crit from Horden there, and they can really dish out some pretty decent damage over time, especially when you get one or two, like 2 or 3 crits in succession. We'll definitely have to watch out for that. But this first wave seems to be done. Let's go to the second one. All right, second wave. He just used his infest, so he's going to use his A1 from now on. We had a resist there. You can see a bit more accuracy would be nice. Now, the great thing about Xenomorph here is that he is not bad affinity. Like Mikey is bad affinity for this, so that can be really annoying. The first enemy dying without infest on him, that is a pity as well. But alright, there we have one infest and the 2-turn stun. That 2-turn stun and then the AoE True Fear is super, super nice, really helping you. So far, I don't really see that there is going to be huge trouble here for Xenomorph. However, with bad RNG, like, yeah, 2 crits there, 20k gone. 4 crits in a row. Whoa, alright, that feels like pretty bad RNG, and we are not only still standing, we never got significantly below 50% HP. So that was great for this showcase, actually. However, we didn't have decreased defense on us, but we shouldn't anyways because of the resistance. Like, that was great for the showcase because it really feels like that is close to worst case scenario. Which would be nice, because it would say that this build here really, like, it works. Alright. 3 minutes, and we are 3 minutes and a couple of seconds. Yeah, and we are at the boss. So that's great. Alright, let's see what we can do here. I think the dragon is actually the least of our problems, because Brimstone and the poisons, I don't see how the dragon is going to have a chance to kill this Xenomorph. I feel like I always switch between pronouncing it Xenomorph and then Xenomorph. No idea what's right. Right, yeah, the poisons. Oh, like I just love to see that, don't you? Like the full poison bar, the full debuff bar being packed with poisons. I just love that. Here comes the Brimstone. All right. All right. This is looking pretty well. 3 minutes and 30 seconds, roughly. 4 million damage from Xenomorph. I think I like Xenomorph more. Alright, so this is pretty great. I didn't expect that to go so smoothly, and also to go so smoothly without Golden Elixir. Let's check out Ice Golem next. So for the Ice Golem stage 20, we can just leave the presets as they are. We are positive affinity here. Alright, so this should be a piece of cake. Stage 24, we are also positive affinity. This should be a piece of cake, honestly. This is amazing. Like, I didn't expect that to go so well. That being said, this is the first couple of tests I'm doing. So, you know, always take this with a grain of salt. When I did the solo runs with Mikey, I could confidently say that most of the runs, or I had already done like 50 runs or something, and all of them succeeded. So yeah, I was a bit more confident there that this is really 100%, that this was 100% consistent. It feels really consistent on Xenomorph as well, and it feels like we had bad RNG there on the second wave against Dragon. But there is always potential for failure if you haven't done 50, 60, 100 runs and not failed. I don't see where, but just to keep that in mind, you know, just to keep that in mind. So, yeah, without Golden Elixir, like, that is super amazing. Let's look at the second wave. Like, the reflect damage is the worst part here, and Mikey has trouble with the reflect damage because he does, you know, his damage comes from just his normal damage. And Xenomorph really does most of his damage through poisons. So we shouldn't have too much trouble here, but the wave can actually do some decent damage as well. The fear is really helping us out here. Do we have... I can't see that. No, we didn't have an infest debuff on that enemy, but that's alright. Okay, so let's move forward. Let's go to the Ice Golem. Okay, here we are at the boss. We are focusing the boss minions first, which is great. That's optimal, pretty much. We're taking some damage here. We did towards the end against the second wave. We took some damage as well. Not significantly going below 50% HP, but we did go below 50% HP, which is not ideal, I would say. We are taking some decent damage against the Ice Golem here as well. Oh, I didn't tell Xenomorph, like Xenomorph should use his Infest here actually against the minions, or he could. He could. I think that would trigger the big attack from the Ice Golem though, so it might also be a good idea not to use the Infest. Because this is going to mean that we should not get a single big slam from him. Oh, Brimstone might trigger that as well. So we'll see, we'll probably or possibly get one big slam. The poisons really, like, they don't trigger the big slams from Ice Golem, in case you don't know. The weak hits here are super nice. But Brimstone and the Infest would trigger that. Let's see if we get one of the big attacks here. Oh, the poisons. Like that chunk of HP just going down when the poisons do their work. I just love that. We are not triggering any big attacks. Like, he's dead with the next turn he takes. All right. All right. I mean, this is super nice. I didn't expect it to go so smoothly. I really didn't. And like I said, I think I do have to check his build here and show you his build a bit more thoroughly now that the build actually seems to be pretty damn safe, honestly. Molten Death Bell, I just have that for the accuracy here. I mean, I guess he does put a stun, so it can help. Whereas turn meter increases by 10% when applying a stun. But that is only... Oh, wait. No, the fear and the true fear. So when he places that, he gets... But that's still... It's on the same skill as the stun. So he does only get turn meter when stun and true fear is placed. So nothing too crazy. 10% turn meter every 4 turns because he isn't booked. Apart from that, HP on the gauntlets, HP on the chest. Like, we could go for more defense, but we get the most out of our defense until roughly 2,700 defense, so having roughly 3,000 here is nice, and a pretty good spot to be in, and scaling HP afterwards, especially because of the heals from the Immortal gear, that, you know, the more HP we have, the bigger the heals from the Immortal gear are going to be as well, so it is generally speaking better to scale up the HP than the defense after 2,700, 2,800, as far as I know. And then we have, all right, so we had, we have HP on the gauntlets, we have HP on the chest. And then we're really looking for speed and accuracy mostly, and resistance, because we need 300 at the very least resistance for the dungeons at stage 20, and 200 accuracy. 225 and above really is what we want actually. But as you saw, the poisons are being placed, so we are fine with 210 here. And then a bit of crit rate. You don't need 100% crit rate, but the more crit rate we have, the more this guy is actually going to place. Places 1 poison debuff for 2 turns, places 3 if the attack is critical. So we do want a bit of crit rate. It's not the main priority, but we do. So on the weapon, crit rate, resistance, HP and speed. Helmet, speed, crit rate, defense, HP. The shield, speed, some crit rate and some defense. You know, these are different, these are decent pieces, but as you can see, there is room for improvement there. We have some resistance, or could have scaled the resistance on this chest here up a bit more. We could have gotten more from the ascension here. We did get speed on the boots though, ascended. So that has definitely been very nice. I put resistance on the banner. You could use accuracy as well if you're lacking accuracy and have an easy time building resistance. That gives us some flexibility with the pieces on top, with the gear pieces, which is very nice. And then with the amulet here, I have some accuracy and some resistance. I've glyphed out some stuff, as you can see, but yeah, the gear pieces are not insane. They are good at times, but not insane. All right, so I think we'll leave it here, honestly. I'll name this video Dragon and Ice Golem, and then I'll look further from here on out. But I think this is already really great. Especially we can do this because we can do this without golden elixir, and especially because we can do it without changing around our masteries. We can leave the War Master that we probably might possibly want for Clan Boss if you're using this guy in Clan Boss, and then you can just switch his build around when you want to solo Dragon stage 20 or Ice Golem stage 20, which is pretty insane. Guys, I will do some further testing with this. I will do a good amount of runs, and I will definitely get back to you if this doesn't work, but it feels super safe. And also, guys, please do let me know. I'm really trying to be transparent here, you know. Please do let me know if you have any failed runs with a similar build, and it would be super helpful if you could drop the HP and the defense that you have and the speed that you have on the dude when you have failed runs. That would be super interesting. Apart from that, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope this video helps. Has been a bit experimental here, like trying out some stuff. I hope it has been interesting anyways. I hope you have a great day, and I hope to possibly see you on the next video. Until then, bye.